Hello, welcome back to my channel. Not going to do my typical introduction because you will hear it when I screen record that 59-minute and 46-second video that you see on the screen. What's going on, guys, is I created a video with a lot of information as usual, and it seems as though the information was too on point this time because my video was taken down. And the reason given is bogus. They said that my video was taken down for spreading misinformation, medical misinformation about vaccines administered. Not once in this video that I'm about to screen record did I share information about a vaccine. And all of the information that I shared, I have backed up with documentation and patents in other videos that I've posted. So what I'm doing now, guys, just to stop them from taking the video down again, is I'm doing a disclaimer. So my disclaimer is that my name is Sharifa, music name New Lily, as I always tell you all in the beginning of my videos. And I am a freelance journalist studying the targeted individual phenomenon. And so the information posted in my video that I'm about to screen record is subjective. It's coming from my viewpoint and perception, and the information is alleged. So although there is patents and documentation out there to support some of the claims made in the video, I would still like to state that the things mentioned in the video are alleged, in particularly the use of certain military weaponry in the targeted individual program. And I said that in the video. I said that I can prove that the technology exists. I said that I can prove that I'm targeted, but I cannot prove that the technology is being used on me because it is an intangible form of covert harassment. But now I'm more clearly in the beginning of my video in a disclaimer saying that all of the information that I'm sharing in the video, although the technology can be supported with documentation such as the patents that exist that I've shared in several of my videos, I'm stating that my account and my perception of this phenomenon is alleged, and it's coming from my subjective viewpoint. Also, I would like to state that I am not a medical practitioner, so please do not take any medical advice from me. That is not what my videos are about. My videos are to explore and report on the different information and experiences that I encounter with and or about the targeted individual phenomenon. That's what my videos are about. I'm not a medical practitioner. I'm not here to give medical advice. Also, I would like to state that I'm using the Fair Use Act to share clips from videos already posted on YouTube for journalist purposes. So I'm using it as a part of my journalism, the videos and clips that I share in my videos. I'm using the Fair Use Act. So that's the disclaimer that I would like to state before sharing my video. Video was taken down because it had a bunch of good info in it. They said the reason was because it poses a serious risk of egregious harm by spreading medical misinformation. Not once did I spread medical misinformation in this video, but I'm screen recording so I can have access to the video because I did delete it. So I'm now screen recording since they're allowing me to review my content. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Sharifa, and my music name is New Lily. If you're new to my channel, please check out my How I Became a Targeted Individual full story, summary, and or the video that you see on the screen, commentating over a clip from my story that shares how I became a targeted individual. Guys, sorry for the scratchiness in the beginning. As I told you all, this is a recording of a recording of a recording because I actually recorded the recording when I reviewed the content, when they gave me the opportunity to do that. And so now I'm recording the recording of the recording. So the scratching you're hearing was me adjusting and fixing myself in the bed, but it's going to clear up in a few seconds. And with that last video that I just mentioned that you see on the screen, that's basically just a clip that I pulled from my full story. So I did a recording of a clip from my full story that basically just specifically tells you what started my targeting without all the extra details. Because I know that my full story is a lot of content to consume. It's almost 12 hours of content because I created a 7-part video. And so if you have the time, you can watch it in parts. Please take your time and listen to my full story because it'll help you better understand the journey that I've been on. It's been some sort of spiritual battle for the last 10 years. So I took my time and I put together a 7-part video that I compiled in one, and I titled it How I Became a Targeted Individual Full Story. And I realized that, as I just mentioned, not everybody has time to sit there and watch all of that content. Some people have, actually quite a bit of you have sat there and watched it in parts, and you've given me feedback, so I appreciate that. For those of you that don't have the time or you just want to get straight to the point of what started the targeting, then you can check out that last video I mentioned that's on the screen, the commentating over a clip from my story video. Or you can even check out my summary video. For that video, I'm not on camera, but I basically give you a summary, with less details, just telling you how I became targeted. But out of the two, if you're not gonna watch the full story, and you're gonna choose between the summary or the video that's on the screen, the commentating over a clip from my full story, I would recommend you watching the commentating over a clip from my full story because there are a little bit more details in that video than in my summary video. Anyway, guys, for the first time in a long time, I'm going to try my hardest to make this not be a long video. I'm shooting for no more than 30 minutes. I'm really trying hard with these newer videos to not make them be too long. And also, as I've mentioned in my recent videos, I'm also trying to steer away from targeted individual content. So my future videos will be more so about working out, that workout journey I've been telling y'all about in my recent videos, just showing y'all my results and keeping you updated on that journey, natural hair journey videos, health videos, how you can clean the technology like the nanobots or just toxins in general out of the body, heavy metals. Those are the type of videos I'll be coming with in the future. Career updates, school updates. I told y'all I'm thinking about going back to school to get my master's. I'm also still thinking about getting into the tech career field. So there are different things that I'm exploring, and I plan to keep y'all updated on this channel. I've said this before, this is not a niche channel. So it's not going to be just one specific subject matter shared on this channel. And so I'm just going to keep y'all updated on my life in general, really. Just following the journey of, a young woman living with Asperger's and ADD that's also a targeted individual. Hopefully not forever. I'm working on getting myself out of this program and being positive and optimistic and looking at my options. I was even recently watching a video where this guy that was targeted for 15 years, he's a foreigner, he was targeted unfairly and he was able to take it to the Supreme Court and get justice, and get taken off the list. So I'm looking at different options, guys, and I'm going to keep you updated on the different things that I have going on. But for now, I am a targeted individual. Anyway, so like I said, guys, this won't be a long video, and although I am planning to steer away from targeted individual content, I did want to make this, I keep saying that, I feel like the last 3 videos, I've said the same thing. The future videos will not be, unless I have to document, the future videos will not be targeted individual videos, but this video, so this is another one of those videos, but for real, I really mean it, and I meant it in those other videos too. It's just more things keep happening, I'm targeted at the moment, so things are happening constantly. More things keep happening where I feel like I need to document or I'll find out more information that I want to let you all know. And so that's where you will hear targeted individual information. And obviously that's a big part of my life right now too, It's just that I'm trying to be positive, and I know that I've posted more than enough information about the program to help other targets. And then also, I've told my story in several different ways in several different videos. So that's why, it's for me kind of redundant at this point to keep making the targeted individual videos. But there was just one more thing I wanted to talk about in this video, a couple more things. And then I'm really going to try my hardest to steer away from making these videos. So the title of this video is going to be discussing the agenda of the targeted individual program. And I just wanted to give y'all a little bit more information about something I found out in regards to what the agenda is in that video that I posted with Robert Duncan. But before I get to that subject matter, this is also a little bit of documentation. I just wanted to let y'all know I did just wake up from another vivid dream. This one I don't really feel the need to tell y'all the details of. Just understand it was vivid and disturbing, right? Because they sent me something, they said something creepy in the dream. I'm not even trying to give it energy or say it out loud, but just again, more of the creepy, stuff that they do with the program. And so I'm just documenting that I had yet again another vivid dream, and then I woke up to the humming in my ear, the Havana syndrome-like symptom, the humming. So I just wanted to document that it's still happening. So I'm not necessarily telling y'all what I dreamt about, but just understand it was another vivid dream. And then when I woke up from the dream, I was hearing the humming in my ear, and the dream was rather threatening too, what they said in the dream. So just letting you know that this is documentation, although I'm not giving it energy and I'm not repeating what was said in the dream. I already told y'all 3 of the vivid dreams I had in my last video, where it felt like they were trying to trap me up. In this video, it didn't really necessarily feel like, in this dream, it didn't feel like they were trying to trap me up or anything. It more so just felt like some sort of disturbing stimuli that they presented and then said something creepy in it, kind of threatening, that I won't repeat. And then I woke up to the humming in my ear, the loud, super loud, Havana syndrome-like humming. I already told y'all that the way that it's described online is it's like a cicada. The sound of if you look it up, what a cicada insect sounds like, that's how they describe the sound. But for me, it sounds more like a low hum, and I saw another video that described it as that. They called it the low hum that only so-and-so percent of the population can hear. And the reason being is because those are the targeted individuals. So whatever frequency they have the RFID tuned to that's in our brains, this is why we're picking up on that sound and no one else can hear it. Anyway, so it's more of a low hum. That's how I would describe it. That's what it sounds like to me, like a low hum. I'm trying to think of something that I can tell you, because I've heard the sound before. I'm trying to think of a sound I can compare it to, give an analogy. It's like, it's almost like the sound of a refrigerator. When the refrigerator is sounding off and it gets kind of loud, that humming sound that a fridge makes sometimes? It's similar to that, but super loud, and they turn it up super loud too. The more they want to antagonize you, the louder they'll turn it up, because they literally can change the volume. Sometimes they're doing it really low, and then sometimes they turn it up really loud if they're really trying to, get a reaction out of me or harass me, antagonize me, whatever. So and again, let me just be careful, because, I told y'all already about this bearing false witness thing that's going on with my targeting. You gotta check out my story and my recent videos, guys, if you want to know what I'm talking about. But just for the sake of not bearing false witness, I've proven that I'm targeting. I've proven that these technologies exist and are utilized on targets. But of course, this is an intangible form of harassment. So I can't prove that they're actually doing this to me, even though I can prove that the technology exists. I can prove that I'm a target, and I can prove that I'm experiencing the symptoms of that energy weapon. So I'm going to say, instead of saying that they're doing this to me, I'm going to say I suspect, right? And I'm going to say that I am experiencing Havana-like symptoms, right? Even hearing the hum, it usually typically causes upset stomach for me. I told y'all sometimes it can make me go as far as to defecate, so take it to the toilet, like that type of thing. It makes you have upset stomach. Sometimes headache. It's really terrible. And I've heard other targets talking about it. Some targets get hit way harder than me. Some targets end up in the hospital. So the thing is serious. It's no joke. And so this is why I just wanted to document and let y'all know. It kind of stopped for a few days after I made that video. Not the last video, the initial video that I made where I was documenting. Let me see which one that was. I think it was the part 1 video that says info as the thumbnail, where I first started discussing the Havana syndrome that I was experiencing last week for the whole week. They kind of stopped for a couple days. They did it a few times in between, but for the most part, kind of stopped, or I suspect they did it a few times. I was experiencing the symptoms. But then just randomly this morning, unprovoked as usual, you know how the program works, where things just happen to you unprovoked. I fell asleep watching Married to Medicine, a reality TV show. Hadn't said anything negative, hadn't had any negative thoughts, hadn't created any videos, was literally just watching Married to Medicine. Fell asleep watching Married to Medicine, had that weird, very vivid dream. I already told y'all about dream manipulation and the patented technology that they have, that they utilize on targets. So again, I don't have any evidence that that was in fact what was used on me, but I've proven in my videos that the technology exists. There are patents for the technology. Just check out my recent videos, y'all. Evidence of mind control technology. You can check that video out. That's right there on the screen. And I've provided evidence of these technologies' existence. The information is out there. All you have to do is do your research. And I've also provided evidence that I'm a target. But again, it's hard to prove that this is being utilized on you. It's intangible forms of torture. This is why it's so effective. But anyways, I just lost my train of thought. I'm not trying to. You can hear the loud rooster drone in the background. I've talked about those technologies as well in my recent videos, and I've put links to videos talking about these drones and the insect drones they use and the bird drones, and these things have cameras in them. The insect drones can inject you with the RFID chip. I shared articles talking about that as well in my recent videos, and I'll put those same article links in the description box. So y'all, that's another thing I want to say. Please make sure you always check out my description box and my comment section, because I always put links to important information in the description box as well as in the comment section. I always put the link to my full story, my summary, and now recently, since I created that commentating over a clip from my full story of how I became targeted video, I've been adding that in the description box and comment section as well. But then also too, I put links to important videos that talk about the technologies utilized in the program. I put links to articles talking about the mosquito insect drone that's used to surveil you 24/7 in your home and also inject the RFID chip and nanobots. I put important links, so please check out my description box and my comment section always. I even put links, to videos of doctors and other targets talking about this technology and the use of it and how it works, so please always check out my description box and my comment section. Anyways, not trying to make this video be too long. So I talked about that, did a little documentation there, just letting y'all know that I woke up again today, or this morning, November 22nd, and experienced some Havana-like symptoms after a very vivid dream, right? So anyways, just quickly wanted to tell y'all some new discoveries that I made. I kind of mentioned or referenced it in one of my recent videos. I don't remember which one. I believe it was this one, the evidence of mind control technology used on targeted individuals. As a matter of fact, I know it was that video, because in that video, I was providing evidence of the technology used on targets. First of all, if you follow me, in several of these videos, not only have I provided documentation about this technology, I've also provided patents in several of my videos, witness accounts from other targets, just a plethora of information validifying the use and existence of the technology that's utilized on targets. Well, in that video, I went ahead and showed y'all all of the videos that I've created that contains the evidence, documents, videos with patents about the technology. And then I even showed a clip from a new target that I came across, his video where he was showing a popular YouTuber that was showing diagrams and evidence of this technology, and then even a clip from him, witness account, talking about his experience with the technology. So please check out that evidence of mind control technology used on targeted individuals. It's a very good video, full of information that you can use if you're targeted and you want evidence that this technology really exists. There are patents for the technology. Obama signed the BRAIN initiative when he was in office, and that was what caused this technology to expand. It's been being used for years, since the 50s, maybe even before that. But you're seeing an explosion in the use of it in America, or at least it seems to be more open, because Obama signed the BRAIN initiative. So it's more widespread now, but it's been widespread and it's been, expanding throughout the years, even before Obama got in office and signed that order. And the reason being is I've discussed this in several videos because they have an agenda for this program. I don't want to go into too many details about it. I don't want to go too deep in because I have a bad habit of doing that, and I realize the more I discuss the things that I learned, the more they use their weird shadow networking, social engineering, false, create false perception framing program to try and create these weird false narratives about me and try to. It's this weird thing that they do when I talk about things that I've learned. I've told y'all about it in my recent videos. All you have to do is check out my part 1 pertinent information about the targeted individual program. And in that video, I talk about the tactics they use in this program. I talk about some of the technology they use to social engineer and create false narratives to frame the targeted individual. There's actually a program called shadow networking and soft warfare that Michael Barden, a former military agent, talks about. And I share a clip from his video in that part 1 pertinent information about the targeted individual program video. I just talk, and in that clip, he's talking about soft warfare, like I said, and shadow network, right? And those are software programs that the government uses, basically to um, hack. I'm sorry for the hesitation, guys. To hack all of the social media websites and any technological device of the targeted individual. So your YouTube, for instance, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Netflix, your Hulu, all of those things will be hacked with the shadow networking AI software. And they can use their technology to send you videos with stimuli in it to sensitize you and to create false narratives. So for instance, and I've talked about this in several videos, guys, so those of you that have been following me, you know what I'm talking about. For instance, or example, on YouTube, in your recommended videos, typically you'll get videos related to the videos you watch, kind of like an algorithm. What the algorithm will do with this shadow networking software is send you videos related to what you watch, but in those videos will contain stimuli to sensitize you. And so they're using their shadow networking software to put keywords in, whatever it is that they're trying to sensitize you to, and you will get you will notice that stimuli in all of the videos you're watching. And so it will almost seem as if there's some sort of subliminal messaging in the videos you're watching. So you'll start to think you're schizophrenic, because that's a symptom of schizophrenia, is feeling like the TV is talking to you or the radio is talking to you. When you get in the car, you'll hear the subliminal messaging on the radio because they contact the radio stations. The radio stations are involved. When you're targeted, everyone is involved. It's a very comprehensive, all-inclusive program, and everyone is involved. It's very scary. They go as far as to utilize HARP. I've talked about this in prior videos as well. So you'll notice the weather doing weird things, and you really will think there's no way they're using all of this manpower on me, especially if you're somebody innocent. You're really going to be like, there's no way, I'm going crazy. I have to be schizophrenic. That's what you'll think. But that's how the program's designed. It's designed to emulate schizophrenia. It's an all-out assault on the psyche, and it's meant to make you feel crazy. And so all of the things that they're doing, you're just going to feel like it's so unbelievable that it'd be easier to believe that you're schizophrenic and or mentally unstable, rather than to believe that this program, this weird covert COINTELPRO government program exists to target people that have been watch listed. But it exists. It's real. I've provided more than enough evidence on my page to validate the existence of the program. I've provided witness accounts from classified agents that were former FBI agents, CIA agents, NASA, NSA agents that got targeted, the whistleblowers. Let me show y'all that video. That video is titled, hold on one second, right there, Irrefutable Proof That Gang Stalking is Real. You can check that video out. So there's a plethora of information on my page, guys. All you need to do, there are 2 videos you can check out if you're trying to validate this program, if anybody's trying to gaslight you. You can utilize this video, that says irrefutable proof that gang stalking is real. Then you can see the thumbnail that says FBI COINTELPRO. And then you can utilize this video that says evidence of mind control technology used on targeted individuals. Those 2 videos, if you use those 2 videos on my channel, on my page, they more than validate the program and validate your experience. Nobody can gaslight you with those 2 videos. So anyways, it's a crazy program, man, and it's designed to make you feel crazy. And your best bet with this program is to stay positive, to stay And I don't know if you have a belief system. One thing I learned, I learned my lesson about that. I don't push my beliefs on anyone. I never did prior to my targeting. I only started doing that out of reaction and anger to what was happening to me. But I would say you get grounded, and whatever your belief system is, get grounded into that. For me, it's prayer, having faith, and documentation. Document what's going on and don't react. Don't react. If you do react, it should be to document and articulate. That's it. You shouldn't have an angry reaction, even though that's a natural human response to what's happening. Unfortunately, that's how the program's designed. Like poke the bear type stuff, like literally it's designed to antagonize an individual into an adverse reaction. So do not react negatively. If you're going to react at all, you should react with documentation, like I said, and video evidence. That's been my saving grace in this program. And then after that, just be positive and try not to give it any attention. The more you ignore what's happening, the more you are going to come out on top. This is what I learned about this program. The more you don't react to the antagonization, the more it doesn't work and the more ineffective it becomes. Anyway, so with the information I want to share, though, about the agenda of this program, we talked about this in a few prior videos. There's a video I posted. I changed the title of it, guys. I had a different title before. Before I had it titled Harvard DARPA Scientist Exposes Mind Control Technology Used on Targeted Individuals. I changed it once I realized that the scientist was Robert Duncan. That's a big deal. So in this video, DARPA Harvard doc Robert Duncan exposes mind control used on targets. You can see I changed the title. You see the thumbnail says Harvard scientist exposes CIA mind control. I didn't bother to read the rest of the title. As you can see towards the end, it says Len Burr and ... I didn't press it, and this was a couple months ago when I found this video. So I was just learning about Robert Duncan anyways. I didn't know much about him, and I didn't know that that was him in this video. I didn't bother to click the more info and see that his name was in the title. So the whole time I thought this was some random DARPA Harvard scientist that, had a hand in creating the technology, but I didn't realize that it was actually Robert Duncan. That's a big deal. But anyway, in the video, you can see it's just 42 minutes long. It's very important. That's another video, by the way, guys. A very important video. I can't believe I forgot to mention. I only told you those two videos just now. I told you the evidence of mind control video. Not mind control, the evidence of mind control technology video. And then I told you the irrefutable proof that gang stalking is real video, that you can use those two videos to validate the program. Also this video, Robert Duncan himself, who works for DARPA, who created the technology, or helped to create it, is talking about this targeted individual program, admitting the fact that it's real, and kind of blowing the whistle in a way. He's low-key being a whistleblower, but he's trying to be careful about it, and he's tiptoeing, because obviously he doesn't want problems, He knows the capabilities of this technology because he helped to create it. He created it. He even wrote a book about it. So before, when I was talking about this video, and you can even hear my commentary in the video, because what I did was I took a clip of an interview with Robert Duncan and Len Burr. Len Burr was also a former government official. I don't remember what government program he worked for. I don't remember, but he became targeted. So him and Robert Duncan are in there discussing the program, not only solidifying the existence of the program, but Robert Duncan is actually talking about what the agenda of the program is. He's also talking about the fact that it's unethical for them to be using it the way that they are on targeted individuals. And he said that they told him they were not going to do that with the technology. And when he found out that it was happening, he was displeased and he started blowing the whistle in a very mild manner, in a very mild way. He's blowing the whistle, right? So let me first show y'all again. Wait, first let me just discuss very quickly what the agenda of the program is, and I've already said so in prior videos, and if you check out this video right here, you'll hear what the agenda is. So I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't want this video to be too long. Remember, the goal is no more than 30 minutes, right? Let me see how I'm doing. Wow. Okay, so let me hurry up. I'm already at 24 minutes. I've talked about this in my recent videos, guys, but there are 4 categories of targets. You have category 1, which are the whistleblowers. So people basically that are included in this video that I just mentioned a little while ago. The irrefutable proof that gang stalking is real video. And in that video, you'll hear former government agents such as... Guys, the video cut off. Didn't mean to click on that. Such as Ted Gunderson, for example, and a few other doctors and scientists that have worked for the CIA, NASA, etc., that saw some things they didn't agree with, decided to blow the whistle and became targeted. There is also Eric Snowden. Eric Snowden is not included in that video, but Eric Snowden is also another popular whistleblower that became targeted. Eric Snowden was one of the people that worked for the government that helped with the Patriot Act. So he was one of those people in the office that was siphoning through the phone calls of different American individuals. You know, everyone's phone calls being monitored because of the Patriot Act. I've talked about that in prior videos. Not going to go into too much details, guys. Do your research, though. So basically, Eric Snowden saw the level of invasion of privacy that was taking place with the Patriot Act. He didn't agree with it, you know, especially since some people were being watch listed for things such as opinion rather than actual threat-like behavior. And so he decided to go over to China and blow the whistle. So he's another example of a whistleblower. He's not, like I said, included in that video, but that's just an example of category 1. So category 1 targets are whistleblowers. Category 2 targets, which is the category I fall into, are people who pissed off someone in power. My story is complicated, guys. Like I said, you gotta check it out. I'm not gonna go into the details of it in this video. I've talked about it in too many videos, y'all. But I'm in category 2. So basically somebody that's pissed off someone in power. And like I said, there's layers to my targeting, guys. It didn't start with me pissing off someone in power, but it eventually led to that. It's layers and layers to my story, y'all. So y'all gotta listen to it. Category 3 targets, which apparently make up majority of the population of targets, which leads to what the agenda of the program is. Category 3 targets are completely innocent individuals. So meaning they didn't piss off someone in power, and I'm completely innocent too. That's what led to me pissing someone off in power. But still, an action that I took led to the targeting. It was overdue in punishment. I don't deserve what's happening to me. But an action that I took led to my targeting. I sent a text message. So listen to my full story, guys, and you'll hear what happened. But I sent a simple text message, and it led to me becoming a full-blown targeted individual. But still, there was an action that I took. I don't deserve it. I'm innocent. But still, there was an action that I took that led to me becoming targeted and thrown in category 2. Category 3 targets, there's nothing they did. They literally just woke up one morning and they were in this program. And the reason being is because targeted individuals are considered some sort of experimental control group. So you see how, like, with a new medication, they'll basically get different people of different sexes, nationalities, genders. I said sex already, gender, sex, race, ethnicity, race and ethnicity, same thing. I'm sorry, guys, I don't know what's going on with me. But basically just different people from different walks of life, random people. You know how they'll do that for a new medication? This is the same thing that's going on here. And they do that because they want to be able to apply the results to the general population. So that means it has to be randomized. It has to be different people from different walks of life, different ages, genders, nationalities, etc. That's what this is. This is why category 3 targets actually make up the majority of the population of targeted individuals. Because they're saying that it's under the guise of national security and threat containment. That's what the cover is, right? That's what they're saying it is, but that's a facade. The program is really designed to enact a new world order. So, and I just learned this a few months ago, guys. They tried to use this, me coming with this video when I found the video. But they tried to use that to target me and throw more false narratives my way. But they saw when I learned this information. I just learned it a couple months ago. And the reason I'm learning all this information is because I'm targeted and I've been doing research because of my targeting. But anyway, so they're trying to enact a new world order with this program. And so basically the targets are the experiment. They're experimenting on us with the technology. So basically they can chip everyone, microchip everyone, and have everyone's brain connected to some super computer system. Basically everybody will be connected. All the brains will be connected. And what it is, it's going to be complete and total world domination. It's going to be complete and total loss of free will, you could say, loss of rights, loss of religion, loss of democracy, all of those things. It's going to be a totalitarian, authoritarian, dystopian type system if they're able to enact what their intention is to, and I'm sorry that I started to stammer, guys. I started hearing the loud hum in my ear, but I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I'm just telling y'all what it is. And I've said this in several videos. I'm going to say it again. I don't care who says different. One thing about me, when I say things, I never go back on it. I stand 10 toes down. That's the one thing that I respect about myself. When I say something, it's because I know it's true and I know I mean what I'm saying. So I stand 10 toes down. The only time I might retract a little bit, not even retract really, I might just try to word things differently, is if I realize that I said something offensively, because I do have the tendency to do that sometimes. So I do try to word things differently if I realize that I've said something offensive. But I don't ever change what I'm saying. That's one thing I don't do. You can check all my videos. I don't ever change my story. That's one thing I don't do. But anyways, I'm going to say this again. I'm not anti-government. Never have been. There were several times in my life where I actually considered joining the military, actually shortly before becoming targeted. I told you I became targeted in 2020, right? I graduated from college, got my BA at age 28, and I came home, right, a few months after, in 2020, sent the text message, became targeted. But shortly before that happened, it was either the beginning of 2020 or the end of 2019, I was actually in communication with a military sergeant for the Air Force, trying to become an officer for the Air Force, because I was graduating magna cum laude and I wanted to become an officer. And I had been considering joining the Air Force, and not just the Air Force, the military, for years. Even before graduating, I had been considering it in my early 20s. And I just always never went with it. It was always different reasons why I chose to take a different route. But I considered it many times before. So I'm not anti-government. That's clear evidence I'm not anti-government. Never have been. I even considered becoming a police officer. So I've never been anti-government. I'm anti this program, reasonably so. I think it's very understandable. I'm poor grammar with very understandable, but I think it's understandable why I would be, and why anyone who understands really the gravity and the brevity of this program would be anti this program. But I'm not anti-government, never have been, but I am anti this program, and unfortunately it is a government program. And I also am anti the technology utilized in this program. And so that's what my videos are about. It's about talking about the detriment that this technology can and is having on mankind, talking about the injustice that targeted individuals such as myself encounter on a day-to-day basis, and also just documenting what I'm experiencing. That's what my videos are about. But I am not anti-government, and I never have been. Anyway, so let me hurry up and wrap up the video, guys, because like I said, I do want it to be a short video. So the fourth category of targets, speaking of what the facade of the program is, they claim that it's for national security and to basically contain threats, but that's not really what the program's about. As I said, it's an experimental program for them to experiment with the technology to eventually use it on the population, the general population, and you'll hear Robert Duncan talking about it in that video that I was just at just now. This video, where I shared a clip from the interview with him and Len Burr, you'll hear him talking about the agenda of the program and talking about the hopes, what the hopes are, and what they envision for this technology. So even though Robert Duncan is anti using the technology on targeted individuals and anti using it on innocent civilians, he realized that it's unethical. He's still pro the technology. Of course, he helped create it. He's pro the New World Order. He wants to see everybody microchipped and hooked up to computer systems. He's pro transhumanism, but he's anti using this on people who have not consented and using it the way that it's being used. He realizes that it's unethical. And so this is where I have respect for him. I don't respect his agenda. I don't respect what he supports with this technology, but that's just a differ of opinion. But I respect him for understanding that the use of this technology on innocent civilians who haven't even had due process, or innocent civilians who don't even need due process because they're not even suspected of a crime, the non-investigative subjects, the category 3 targets, he realizes that it's inhumane. And so I respect him for that. You can hear the way that I'm wording things in the video, because I didn't know it was Robert Duncan. When he was saying the things like, oh, he wants more people to know about it, more people need to talk about it, not enough people are talking about it, and it's important that people know about this, and da-da-da-da, and people don't care, and da-da-da. You can hear me saying that I felt like he was probably sent out by DARPA to do that, so that they can start slowly introducing this thing into the general population. But now that I know it's Robert Duncan, I'm realizing that the reason he's saying what he's saying is because he's trying to blow the whistle in a very mild way. And I'm going to show you a clip from Michael Barden, the same clip that I shared in my Pertinent Information Part 1 video, where I'm explaining the shadow networking and soft warfare technology that they use to hack all of your technological devices. In that same short clip, Michael Barden is talking about the fact that he spoke with Robert Duncan, and Robert Duncan is blowing the whistle and didn't realize that they would be using this on innocent civilians. But anyway, let me quickly tell you all Category 4 before I go to that video, because I am going to share that Michael Barden video with you real quick. The Category 4 targets are actual suspected terrorists, so actual investigative subjects. But they're such a small sliver and such a small percentage of the targeted individual program and population. That's how you know that's not what this program is really about. It's about experimentation and the New World Order agenda. So please check out that video that I have, DARPA Harvard doc, Robert Duncan exposes mind control technology, and you'll hear him tell you out the horse's mouth what this is really about, what the agenda of the program really is about. And the fact that Robert Duncan doesn't really agree with the way that the technology is being utilized. If you're pro this agenda, what they should do, you know how they have clinical studies where people volunteer and sign up for clinical studies and they get paid to do it? That's how they should do this, not using it on innocent civilians who didn't consent. It's almost like equivalent to rape. An analogy that I would use to explain or that's comparable to this technology being used on people against their consent is rape. Because you're microchipping and putting robots and stuff like that and turning someone transhuman and they didn't consent to that, that's horrible. That's even worse than rape. At least what rape is done. And not even to say that on camera, because rape is disgusting. I've been raped. So I'm not saying that rape is okay. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying this is how heinous the use of this technology on people against their consent or without their consent is. To me, it's worse than rape, because at least with rape, you get raped, it's terrible, it's horrible, it's over once it's done. With this, it's like it's continuing, it's in your body, like this, it's horrible. Anyway, so I'm going to share that clip with Michael Barden for you guys, where he's talking about Robert Duncan blowing the whistle on this technology that he helped create. Isn't that crazy?
Alien digital soldiers and citizen journalists. I have three names that would be good for you to research. It'll be quick here. So the first one, Private Berge, Patrick Berge, created for the Department of Defense a program called ShadowNet. You might have heard it called Obama ShadowNet, artificial intelligence to social engineer through social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. You see weird things happening in your social media. That alternative weapon that was created to be used in warfare against other countries, enemies, not allies, looks like it's being used against us. Okay, the second name, Chuck DeCaro, DeCaro. I worked trained personally with Chuck DeCaro on something called software, SOFTWAR, and that is using multimedia applications to manipulate the enemy's perception of reality. Photo, video.
So this is what I was talking about, guys, with the shadow networking and the soft warfare, where they hack your technological devices and hack all your apps, such as YouTube, and send you these false, these videos with false perceptions and narratives to sensitize you and create these false narratives, with the subliminal messaging. They even have the technology to change already recorded videos. It's some really gnarly, creepy, sci-fi type stuff. So this is important that you hear this as well. I shared this clip, like I said, in my Pertinent Information about the Targeted Individual Program Part 1 video, but that video was specifically about this type of stuff, the subliminal messaging in the videos that they send you. But that's not why I'm sharing this clip. I'm sharing this clip right now, like I said, for you to hear what he says about Robert Duncan at the end of the video.
Broadcast journalism, you've heard the term fake news, creating narratives to keep the enemy, which turns out we the people have become the enemy of the deep state, and go further with that. So the third person, Dr. Robert Duncan, worked for Department of Defense, CIA, which I might have some interviews coming up soon. Stay.
Alright guys, so that's the evidence right there that Robert Duncan did not know that they would be using this on American citizens the way that it's being used. How he proposes it be used is that they do some sort of, like, I guess you could say, study or whatever, where people are volunteering to have this shit used on them, which I agree with. At least that way people have a say in what's going on and it becomes ethical. It's no longer unethical. The way that they're doing this thing is just completely wrong. It's immoral, and that's just the truth. That's just the facts. What I'm saying is fact. It's not offensive. You know, if it's offensive, then the truth hurts. But this is the truth. I'm not saying anything to slander anyone's name. I'm not saying anything to malign anybody. I'm just speaking facts. The other thing I want to share with y'all real quick before I end the video. How long is it? 41 minutes. Damn, let me hurry up. I would just, you know how they like to shadow network me. Here's an example. I've already shown y'all several times how they shadow network me. They sent me this video about Young Miami and Diddy. Now they keep sending me this stuff. I know that's trending right now anyways. It is trending because that's a big story with Diddy and the Cassie thing. But again, with the shadow networking, they're purposely sending me certain clips. So they're sending me the ones that has stimuli to sensitize me. You know, like the ones about selling out. I already told you about that stupid false narrative, one of many, that I've refuted in several videos. Just check out my recent videos, y'all. First of all, again, I reiterate, you can't sell your soul. If you read the Bible, you would understand that because your soul doesn't belong to you, first of all. Second of all, the only unforgivable sin that's mentioned in the Bible is cursing or blaspheming the Most High's name. You cannot sell your soul. What you can do, and again, that saying, selling your soul, or what good is it for a man to sell his soul and gain the whole world, is figurative language. It's not saying literally that you're going to sit with the devil in a dark room and sign a paper and sell your soul. That's not what that means. What it means is doing immoral acts to gain wealth or riches or gain the world. And in that way, you're selling your soul because you're damning your soul. And if you were to die while doing those things, you're going straight to hell. So that's what selling your soul is. It's not talking about literally sitting in a dark room and selling your soul. That's not how that works. Sorry guys, I just had to make sure the video was still going because I heard a noise in the background. I literally paused the video. I made sure this time that I have the pause button available because sometimes it's not available and then my video gets interrupted and I have to do this. It's so annoying. I have to cut the video and add clip and merge video. It's just such a headache for me when that happens. So I just wanted to make sure that the pause button was available and working this time. I made sure that the app was, because sometimes the app lets me have the pause button available. It's this little orange circle that you guys see right here that I'm moving around. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. So I made sure for this video that it was there so that I can pause it. Look what happens when I press it. You can see that pause button is there. So I was just testing that out. Because as I said what I said about the immoral acts, of course I heard noise in the background. So I wasn't sure if the video was going to get interrupted. Anyway, let me hurry up and wrap it up anyways, guys. I already went past the amount of time that I wanted the video to be, but that's fine because I said everything I wanted to say. But let me just quickly finish my point here about this stupid narrative, one of many, like I said. You know how it is, a smear campaign. Eric Snowden talks about this when you become targeted, how they try to paint you as this bad person. They come with a bunch of different false narratives. You know, that's where the shadow network and soft warfare comes in. They'll use their technology, you know, to paint false narratives and social engineer. It's really crazy. You got to really be prepared when you become a target, and there is no preparation. There's no preparation for this. I'm telling you. No matter how much you could try to prepare yourself, there's no preparation for this thing. Either you're going to swim or you're going to sink, period. But anyway, so back to what I was saying, though, about the selling out. So it's not like you're sitting there in a room with the devil signing your a paper and selling your soul. It's you doing immoral acts to gain riches and wealth. And so they sent me this video again, you know, another video about Diddy and Cassie and Young Miami, because Young Miami is Diddy's newest fling, right? And she's young too. She's like around my age. I'm 31, she's 29. And Diddy's like 49 or 50, you know, he's up there. No judgment, you know, because different people of different ages date. As long as it's legal, you know, that's fine. I don't want to be judgmental and I don't want to offend anyone. So I'm not trying to come for them. But Diddy seems to have a tendency to like to date younger women that he can take advantage of. And apparently when he first started dealing with Cassie, she was 19 and he was 40. You know, and he had her doing all this weird, you know, freaky stuff, turning the poor girl out and just all this horrible stuff. And she went along with it for fame. That's an example of selling out or selling your soul, right? She went along with all those immoral acts. He was passing her around, apparently, had her having, intercourse with male escorts while he recorded and took pictures, among other things, apparently, and that helped to further her career. That's an example of selling out. So in this video, towards the end, they're talking about Young Miami and the fact that nobody's really hearing from her since the scandal broke, and they're wondering if she broke up with Diddy or what the case is, and if she was a victim of some of those same things. Because apparently, she was on social media, I guess a few months back or maybe a year ago, whatever, bragging about the fact that she's down with golden showers, basically letting a man pee on you, right? And so they were talking about the fact that when she started dealing with Diddy, her career started to skyrocket. And it's obvious that some sort of sexual something is going on with the two of them. That's an example of selling out, immoral acts to gain riches. Her career is skyrocketing because obviously she's setting up, let me not bear false witness. She said this out her own mouth, so it's not bearing false witness. She talked about the fact that she's down with golden showers. I'm going to show you right now in the video. Letting a man, piss on you and do your degrading things, to degrade you, so that your career will skyrocket. That's selling out. So their narratives that they try to paint about me makes no sense. I don't have shit. And ever since I became targeted, I'm broke. And even before I was targeted, I wasn't rich. Nowhere near. All I did was work hard. I'm a hardworking woman, always have been. Bust my ass, and worked 3 jobs while taking a full course of classes, stayed up all night in the computer lab, and graduated magna cum laude. That's where my gain came from hard work. And it was never nowhere near the level of Young Miami. And then now that I'm targeting, I don't have shit. So tell me where the sellout begins, because I have nothing. Where's the skyrocket? What they're coming with makes no sense. And I've never degraded my body in any way, so nobody could ever lie and say that. So anyways, let me go ahead and play the end of the video for you. Word on the street is... I'm going to fast forward it though, and I don't want to seem like I'm judging these ladies, right? Because everybody has their own spiritual walk and their own lessons and stuff to learn in life. I'm just trying to show y'all an example of what selling out really looks like. So let me fast forward though. I'm not going to play the whole video. I just want to get to the part with Young Miami. He repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. Like Diddy was a weirdo when Carisha said he pees on her. I may not be your average freak, but Diddy's... Sorry guys, I'm trying to get to the part of the video. Platform, 2 years. I should have done this before, but I forgot to even mention it. I was actually going to mention it at the beginning of the video, and I forgot, and I'm just trying to quickly add it in real quick. In a row. After this news broke, a lot of people started speculating if this meant that he had been doing the same thing to Young Miami all this time. Because see, just like Cassie, Diddy showers Miami with very expensive gifts, and he has a major impact on her career. I mean, her talk show, Carisha Please, airs on Revolt TV. Which, y'all, the girl got a whole talk show after dealing with Diddy. Not only did her career skyrocket as far as musically, but the girl got a whole talk show after dealing with Diddy and talking about getting pissed on. No disrespect to her again, but I'm just trying to show y'all what selling out looks like. Diddy is a co-owner of. He also pulled the strings for her to win the award for Best Hip-Hop Platform 2 years in a row. And if you didn't know, Diddy... You heard that? She got Best Hip-Hop Platform for 2 years in a row because of Diddy pissing on her. Also on the board at BET. People started doing a little digging and actually found a few receipts of Miami hinting at Diddy mistreating her. Earlier this year, Miami admitted on her talk show that she liked getting golden showers. Now, if y'all don't know what that is, I'm gonna need you to just Google it, cause child, it's too nasty. Shortly after, the hashtag #PDiddy started trending on Twitter, and a lot of people bashed her for allowing Diddy to even do that to her. But after the recent allegations, people are starting to allege that maybe Diddy was actually forcing Miami to do those things too. I mean, it was around the same time where they started dating, and not too long after, her career started... Listen, they're saying force like these ladies were tied up. No, I'm not supporting Diddy. He's disgusting. I'm not supporting him, but I'm saying this is selling out. These ladies made the conscious decision to mess with this man because they wanted the riches and the accolades that came along with it. It's called selling out. So these are conscious decisions that they made to deal with this beast of a man because they wanted to make it. Selling out. To skyrocket. One person said, I assumed Diddy was a weirdo when Carisha said he pees on her. I may not be
be your average freak, but the P is always something narcissists slash men be into. Another person said, when Young Miami said she takes the P-Rain in an interview, I figured there was something sketchy about her relationship with Diddy, but I didn't think it was this deep. And another thing that got people talking was that just about 2 months ago, Miami also said that she was scared to move in with Diddy because she felt like it would ruin the relationship. She said, that's how you ruin a relationship. Don't do it. Now, at the time, people thought she was just giving regular relationship advice. But now, sources are saying she was scared to move in with Diddy because she was scared of what he might do to her if they lived in the same house. Ciao. So it looks like while we was all clowning Miami for not leaving Diddy, she's been trapped in this relationship the whole time, and nobody even knew it. Some sources also claim that Miami was actually in support of Cassie's lawsuit. But see, this is where things get a little messy, because Cassie and Diddy already settled the lawsuit. In fact, Diddy settled it in just 24 hours after Cassie...
Y'all, in 24 hours, this man settled that lawsuit, right? That's so clear that he's guilty. He didn't try to fight it. He didn't try to refute it. He immediately settled the lawsuit. You know how much money Diddy has? If he were really not guilty, he could have hired the best of the best lawyers to go against this girl. Immediately, a day after, this man settled the lawsuit, that's to tell you he's guilty of all of the freaking heinous stuff she said. He was passing her around to different male escorts, taking pictures, passing the pictures and the videos around in the industry, apparently. All of this horrible, heinous stuff that this girl went through for fame. It's called selling out. That's what it looks like.
Even filed, which means the case will no longer get sent to trial. Now, I don't know about y'all, but this just goes to show how guilty he really is. He didn't even want the case to go to court because he knew he wouldn't win, and even more of his little dirty secrets were gonna come out. Well, Miami has been real quiet about this whole thing, and she hasn't really said nothing on social media, and y'all know Miami loves to talk. So the fact that she hasn't said anything is quite sketchy. DJ Academics actually trolled her for this when he tweeted, Young Miami loud ain't tweeted in 4 days. Come on, don't make it this obvious, LOL. Well, word on the street is Carisha has already broken up with Diddy and is considering moving states and relocating to a whole different city because she's scared that all of this mess is going to affect her career. As usual, this whole mess had a lot of people talking on social media, and they ain't hold back at all from dragging Diddy. One person said, he may not beat Young Miami up, but he does other things to break her. I'm sure she had to give her body to whoever, whatever. As long as you have that nice car and flashy clothes, piss on me, pass me to different people, just as bad. Another person
Selling out.
said, I'm almost certain that Diddy is making Carisha do some wild stuff. She already admitted that he pees on her. He needs to be called P. Diddy from now on. Diddy was also recently spotted by Page 6 in Miami, and your boy was looking kind of restless and very miserable. I guess it's safe to say karma is really coming back to bite him, and baby, she's coming hard. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Young Miami breaking up with Diddy?
Alright guys, so I just wanted to show you how they shadow network me, because although that information was about Diddy and Carisha and Cassie, and although this is a trending topic, the words and the verbiage in this video, they use those words to sensitize me. Constantly things about karma, constantly things about secrets, constantly things about selling out. So I've refuted it in several videos, and clearly proven that these false narratives they try to paint don't even make sense, don't even make a lick of sense, and they know full well too. They're doing it because they claim I bear false witness, but it's idiotic. It's, first of all, it's an overdue on punishment, and second of all, come with better narratives, because the ones that they're trying to spin don't even make sense. If I sold out again, where are the riches? Where is my car? What are the immoral acts that I committed? Where is my fame, right? How come I didn't rise to fame? How come I don't have a booming talk show? Why don't I have these things, right? All of these things that happen when you sell out. So the proof is in the pudding, guys. Nothing that they're coming with these false narratives make any sense, but this is just yet another shred of evidence to show you what selling out really looks like. This is selling out. So you can see what poor Cassie went through, and I'm saying poor, but she wasn't completely innocent in it all. She was a victim, no doubt. But she chose to deal with this man and do these immoral acts for fame and riches. Carisha is another one. She's not necessarily coming out and saying what's going on because she's in the height of whatever, right? She's in the height of whatever things she gained for doing the things that she's done. But that's selling out. This is an example of what it looks like, where you have fame, you have cars, you have riches because of whatever immoral acts you committed. That's selling out. So that's just an example for you guys. Anyways, this video really is about what I said in the earlier parts of the video, though. Just talking about the agenda of the program and also giving you more information about Robert Duncan and finding out that that video that I've been pushing in my more recent videos was Robert Duncan. That scientist in that video was Robert Duncan. I didn't realize it because he's been blowing the whistle on this program and on this technology. Of course, he's pro-using it, but he's not pro-using it the way that it's being used on innocent civilians that don't want nothing to do with it. And so I thought I would share that with you all. Anyway, I'll talk to you on the next one. I definitely didn't reach, I didn't meet my goal of under 30 minutes, y'all, but at least it's under an hour. So check, yay. Anyways, I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace out. So y'all, this is why the video was taken down. Just so you know. This is a screen recording, as you can see. What I chose to do was, as you guys can see, it says review an issue discussing, and then you can see the title of my video, right? And they're telling me to look at my content. Look at what they're telling me the reason for taking this video down was. YouTube doesn't allow content that poses a serious risk of egregious harm by spreading medical misinformation about currently administered vaccines that are approved and confirmed to be safe and effective by local health authorities and by the World Health Organization. Where in this video did you all hear me talk about a vaccine? And also, all of the medical information, if you want to call it that I did discuss, which is the technological devices utilized on targets, I have evidence to back it up. There are patents for this technology. And all throughout the video, I kept saying that I have no proof that it's being used on me because it's an intangible form of torture. I said I can prove that I'm targeted. I can prove that the technology exists, but I cannot prove for sure that it's being used on me. I said that several times throughout the video. So I'm going to fight this, but I'm also choosing to re-record it. So this is why I did this screen recording. And in the beginning of the video, I'm going to put a disclaimer saying that everything is alleged, right? And then I'm also going to talk about the fact that I'm not a medical professional and to please do not follow any of the advice that I give in my video. This is just a video on my page. You know, I'm practicing my First Amendment right. I'm a journalist and I'm just reporting on what I've learned about. So these are the things I'm going to say in my disclaimer. But y'all can hear I gave good information in this video and you can understand clearly why the video was taken down. Again, refuting all of the nonsense and providing evidence to validify the existence of this program. And so they've gotten so desperate that they're now taking my videos down. It's crazy. But anyways, I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace out.